Ethical traps. You will not find this in the syllabus, but one cannot talk about ethics without referring to ethical traps. It's almost like two sides of a coin. When one is being ethical, what are the reasons for somebody not to be ethical? Now, one of the driving forces, or should I say, the circumstances in which sometimes people are pushed into, the justifications that people once in a while bring to their unethical practices stem from these small concepts, what we call as ethical traps. You very often hear people saying, okay, yeah, this is not a big deal, this is a small failure on my part, I'm not indulging in big time corruption, it's all right. I can accept a free meal from one of the contractor, or I can accept some complimentary ticket from one of the clients to a show or to a movie. They always think that this is a very small misdeed, but in reality they are actually treading onto the paths of unethical behavior. This concept is called as small steps. People tend to get into this unethical behavior, and the beginning is what is called as small steps. And there's another concept what we very often use in civil services. It is called as it's not me. Very often the blame is shifted on someone else, and people try to hide behind the misdeed by saying this was a collective decision and it's not me. Probably it is his own misdeed, but he has got that opaque screen behind which he can escape. There's another concept which is called as it's legal. Public servants and the public authorities very often say that whatever they have done is legal. But is it really ethical? I often say this in the class, when somebody says it's legal, the antenna should probably go up and see if it is legal, perhaps there is something unethical about it. Is it really ethical? There was this very good example that was given in the class by one of my students who said, during the time after March or April, when Delhi was undergoing odd and even, where some sections of the society were allowed to drive on all days regardless of odd even rule, and women were given this exemption. And this girl in the class, she came up with a brilliant example. She said, sir, while it is legal on her part to be driving on all the days, she feels it is unethical to be driving because she thinks she is competent, she is capable enough to follow this rule. At the end of the day, the spirit of containing the pollution in Delhi was more important to her, and she feels that is ethical on her part not to be driving on those odd and even days. Similarly, we always have this idea in our mind where we say, what if I do it once? No one will find out, nobody is watching, and this attribute is displayed very often in the streets when people are jumping the signals. They want to look ethical, they want to look as if they are rule bound in front of others, but in their very own conscience they are okay in subverting these rules and breaking the laws. They feel nobody is watching, it's okay. For that is one of those traps which people fall into, which will lead into larger unethical behavior. Yeah, thank you.